go to high school here, community colleges, finish their degree at Pfeiffer, and we retain that intellectual capital right here. We keep the smarts here in Stanton County. And that's why it's so important for the economic and workforce development piece of what we do, is to ensure those students have an opportunity to go to work here in Stanton County. But it just seems to me it will be a fantastic inducement for any industry, any business, any organization that wants to come here to know that we have not only trained people, not only educated people, but people who know how to think and analyze critically. Those skills are just imperative for any company. If they're going to, if we want our graduates to be hired, those are the kinds of skills they're going to need.
Okay. I think there's a question right back here.
You've alluded to this in several ways, but just can you give us a little more of your vision for what the community college has to do with workforce development as a whole?
That's what we do, Kat. I mean, that is what we do. I've talked about the transfer of students, and while that is the largest single group of students here, if you will, what, 70 or 80% of our students are here to be educated to get into the workforce. So we just, that has to be constantly in the forefront of our thinking. Now, specifically, and probably get tired of hearing me use the words collaboration and cooperation, but that's what we have to do. We need to ensure that we're connecting with the right partners, the Economic Development Board, the Chamber of Commerce, whatever entity can be our partner. And I know we do that now. I know you're very involved in that. Whatever group can be our partner to seek out new industry and to ensure that they understand when they come here or when they expand here that we can provide them the trained personnel for them.
Okay.
I wanted to go back to another thing that Denise's question. Is Cindy Dean here? Cindy here? Anyway, the head of the Department of History at Pfeiffer, I brought Dr. Thompson, Michael Thompson, here, and he and Cindy and I sat down and talked about ways that they could collaborate. Co-teaching, Cindy teaching there, Michael teaching here. That's an inroad for Denise to some of the things I've learned at Pfeiffer. And another thing I'm kind of proud of is we are talking about SCC students having the opportunity to participate in Pfeiffer's. They really have a tremendous study abroad program. And I know how enlightening that could be. Most of my daughters studied abroad, and they were different people when they returned. I mean, they had changed, they had learned, they had grown. So that's an opportunity that Pfeiffer and we, us working together, can make available to the students. I'm excited about that prospect.
Next question.
Dr. Sharples.
Yeah.
Do you see, even with the budget cuts and all, do you still see Stanley growing the way we've been growing in the past?
You know, I do. I do, because again, I know how creative and energetic you folks are, and I know that, and we talked about this at lunch, how that you guys, you folks, are constantly seeking ways to offer new opportunities for students. And if we don't grow, then given the economic situation now, we're going to be backing up. So it's imperative that we continue to grow, and not just for growth's sake, but the reason you grow is because you're giving the students something they want and need. They wouldn't be taking advantage of the opportunities you offer if they want qualitative in meeting their needs.
Well, Dr. Sharples, what is your vision of the small business center? What do you think of the small business center? You know, what can we do differently, or what are we doing right or wrong, or things like that?
But Tom, I'm really excited about the move downtown. I think that's going to increase your visibility tremendously. There's a pretty active downtown business association, and you're sitting right in front of a person who is she's obviously the executive director of that. But Kathy is a former small business center director, so she knows how advantageous it can be to work closely with the ADC and other organizations. What I would want to see from the Small Business Center is continuing to do what you're doing as far as the workshops and the seminars and reaching out to the small business community to ensure they know what you have to offer them. That's critical. And not everybody knows. I'm sure you've encountered that. It's just something you have to continue, that story you have to continue to tell. Small businesses, entrepreneurs, that's the future. I hope we get a 500-person company relocated here. I'm not betting a house on it. It's going to be the hard work of helping the company that employs 2, 5, 15 people that have a niche that they've discovered, that they've researched, and they know is meeting their need. It's tough work, isn't it, Tom? Yeah. It is. It really is, yeah. You don't see many headlines, small business hires 3 new people. Yeah. But it's important. It's critical.
Dr. Sharples, we were challenged over the last several months to become volunteers or become involved in the community if we were not already.
Right.
Do you have any vision about community involvement or being a presence in the community?
As I said, I moved all over the place when I was growing up. So it was really important to me, if I ever had the opportunity, to put down roots. So my girls wouldn't have to go to 5 different schools. I wanted them to go to school with the same people for 13 years. So we've done that. And also, because we love this community so much. We really do. I say we, I'm talking about my wife, Sue. She has to. She was born here. But I get to do it of my own volition. I've been very active and continue to be so in many nonprofit organizations. I've chaired Habitat twice, chaired the Arts Council twice. In July, I become president of the Rotary Club, sit on the executive board of the Chamber of Commerce. So I really think we have a responsibility to do what we can in every venue we can think of to give something back to this community, to contribute to make it a better place for our kids or my grandson if he's as high as he wants to be. And I assure you I don't do it for the money. I've tried to get a raise and it just doesn't work.